in, I'm gonna throw a 2, 1, and I'm gonna come over the top.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the episode 88 upon us. It's having a good show. Been a goddamn good week so far. Let's get that posture cranked up. Grab yourself a beverage. Let's have a good fucking time, huh? Okay, let's all loosen up here. Loosen up here. Let go of our judgments. Okay, good. Episode 88, sponsored by patreon.com/RedHawk Academy. I just did a 20-minute vlog of just my full Monday yesterday. The guys are loving it. And then this April, I've put a bunch of stuff up there. There's like probably 10 different posts and giveaways, memorabilia giveaways, all sorts of stuff. So if you want to support, patreon.com/RedHawk Academy. Also hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Okay, I'm here with my buddy Stuart Cooper. Stuart came on the pod on the Timbo Sugar Show back when we were doing it in my bedroom back in the day. And still, Stuart's videos, still, when I need to have a good day training and I want to go in there and fucking train hard, I always put on one of his ADCC highlights. I mean, they're the fucking best. So check out his page. Just recently got 100K subs, huh, Stuart?
Yep, just finally reached 100,000 subscribers.
Fuck yeah. So you've been traveling the world doing different documentaries, doing all sorts of shit, huh?
Yeah, I think I started traveling, it was 2011. So I started Jiu-Jitsu, I think, end of 2008. And then I pretty much started training full-time right away. Something just clicked with me with Jiu-Jitsu. And then it was when I was a blue belt, my left arm had an accident in training one day. It got completely dislocated. My arm went backwards, like this arm all the way back.
You got armbarred?
No, actually, he was taking someone's back, and I don't think I had the hooks in, and he was shaking. He went to kind of shake me off the front by tripoding. I went to post my arm, and it was just kind of a freak angle, and I just fell forwards, and my arm collapsed. But that was a blessing in disguise because that I couldn't train, I couldn't work or do anything. I just left university. I had no idea what I'm going to do in life. You know, I wanted to pursue something in jiu-jitsu, and then I picked up the video camera, started filming training, filming highlights of tournaments, and next thing you know, I'm actually like filming weddings, and that's how I kind of self-taught, you know, how to make films and how to edit. And then...
So initially you were going to the university?
Yeah, I went to university to do art, a degree in art at first, but then I dropped out after a year because doing a degree in art and design, it's like, what does that really lead on to? Like becoming an art teacher or an artist? I was never very like an academic person, and then actually did a foundation course in multimedia, and that led on to a degree in kind of, it was called content creation for broadcast media. So I thought this course would teach you how to make stuff, but it was all like theory based. So I left university even more confused.
So you did your generals, and then you decided art, and then you're just like spending a bunch of money that you don't need to spend. And then you started jiu-jitsu in 2008, so were you in college at that point?
Yeah, it was just when I finished university, I saw UFC on the TV, and then I instantly wanted to, you know, I've always been interested in doing a martial art. But after I saw UFC on TV, I asked a few people, what is it? And they said, that's mixed martial arts. So I went down to my first MMA session in London just as I was graduating.
And then you decided, like, okay, I'm going to travel a little bit, shoot some documentaries, and train jiu-jitsu full time. How are you supplementing yourself with money at that time?
So I saved up when I became a wedding videographer. So I saved up a lot of money with the intention to go to Brazil. And actually, I thought I was going to go to Brazil and like live there. You know, I never come back. I was only there for about 3 or 4 months. But I saved up some money, but sponsors, you know, just getting sponsor logos at the beginning and the end of a video. So that kind of thing helped. But I was never, it was tough. There was a lot of times I was sleeping on gym floors and sleeping on people's couches, you know, but I kind of enjoyed it, you know, it was a good experience.
Yeah, for sure. And then you get around those Brazilians and the way they just talk about jiu-jitsu, and it's really like a part of their lives. That's what kind of motivated me to really get serious about jiu-jitsu, is hanging out with a bunch of Brazilians that are just passionate about each position, and they just talk so technically, and there's just so much that goes into actual jiu-jitsu compared to a lot of gyms in America. It kind of got me hooked on it too.
Yeah.
So who are some of the best guys you've ever trained with? You were telling me, we trained yesterday a little bit, and when you got on my back, I was like, holy fuck, the only person I felt that strong on my back before is Hulk Barboza.
Yeah, yeah.
Is he one of the best guys you've trained with?
He is, definitely. I trained with him for probably a good 2 weeks. He came out to Thailand when I was the jiu-jitsu coach at Tiger Muay Thai. He was preparing for a super fight against Fabricio Verdum. So he came to Tiger Muay Thai, trained with us every day, twice a day for 2 weeks.
So
and he's a monster.
That was back when he was probably 220-ish.
Actually, I think he was a bit lighter than me at the time. I'm about 90 kilograms. So I think he was about 89, 90 at the time.
Yeah, I mean, he's a fucking...
Yeah, he's not that tall. I think he's like 5'9", but he's just,
So
he's
how long did you teach at Tiger Muay Thai? Were you training there when Peter was training there?
Yep. So I first went out there in 2000. I left Brazil, and then I was traveling around America, just doing video stuff. And then I moved out to Thailand in 2012. And very quickly I became the assistant jiu-jitsu coach. I was a purple belt at the time. So I was like teaching the evening classes for a few years, but then I left Thailand, was going all around the world. And then I ended up getting a job at Evolve MMA in Singapore. I was teaching there for a year. And then I became the head jiu-jitsu coach of Tiger Muay Thai. I think that was 2017 and 2018.
So it was probably pretty sweet down there. I mean, with the beach, the Thai,
it was a good life,
women.
yeah.
How come you decided to leave?
Actually, the main reason was there's a few reasons, because it was a good life. My life was I just had to teach it was 8:30 to 11:30 a.m. every day. That's my days free. Obviously, I would go back and train in the evening, and it's a good life in Thailand. But I kept you've probably heard about the super staff in Thailand.
No, I never heard of it.
It's so I think I got 10 staph infections in 12. So I was on antibiotics for 10 months out of the 12. And these antibiotics just messed up my stomach. I'm now actually on the same medication that Gordon Ryan's on, that Dexalent, because it messed up my stomach that much. It's getting better, but yeah, that was one of the reasons. And plus the
super staff, though. So that's just like, it's just so hot and humid there. It's just hard to get rid of that shit.
Yeah, I think it's because of the turnover of people. So a lot of tourists train there, and they might not know what staph is, and they don't understand, that you've got to wash your feet, before you step on the mats. And the toilets at Tiger Muay Thai, at the time, I'm not sure if they still are, were right next to the outdoor matted area. And they just go to the toilet barefoot, and then the amount of people I saw, they just don't wash their feet. They just walk back on the mats, and they're just spreading bacteria everywhere. And then I'm teaching my class, I'm rolling around in it, so staph infections were going everywhere.
Ugh. Yeah. What was the worst you've had it? Because I've had it on my fucking eye before, but I think it was more impetigo, and it grew pretty quick. And then one time I had it in my knee, and it started streaking up my leg, and I got rid of it. What was the worst that happened to you?
I actually have a photograph of it on my phone, but there's a little scar here, but that was a hole in my leg. I was preparing for a super fight in Taiwan at the time, and I got a staph infection on my shin, and I didn't want to take the antibiotics because it can weaken you. Like, it zaps your energy. So I thought maybe I can not take them and do the super fight and take them right after. But then I went a few days, and my shin just got bigger and bigger. It's like a half circle sticking out my shin. Then I had to go in for an IV antibiotic, and then I had to drop out the super fight. It was that bad. I was limping on my right leg.
Because when that shit starts going, it starts fucking growing. And
it goes fast as well. So that was pretty silly of me. If you get a staph infection, you've got to take the antibiotics right away. Because if that got too close to the bone, like, people get things amputated sometimes.
So is the cost of living in Thailand, like, is it pretty cheap?
Yeah, I think that's why a lot of people go out there. Like Peter Yan's always out there, Valentina, Volkanovski at the time, he comes and goes, Brad Riddell, because it's accommodation is cheap, food is cheap, the training is awesome. You go to the beach, it's such a cool lifestyle. It's very easy to get distracted though. If
you need a little release, maybe a release at the massage parlor, it's only $10.
Something like that, yeah.
$10 to $15.
$20. Wow. Yeah.
I mean, that'd be hard to beat.
Yeah.
That'd be hard to beat. So when did you start doing the first documentary at ADCC?
The first one I ever did was 2011. It was actually from when I dislocated my arm. I started filming these grappling tournaments, and the promoter of it was called Jason Tan, and he was friends with Braulio Estima. So he was impressed with my video work. He put me in contact with Braulio, and we started making the very first Road to ADCC videos, film him prepare for Jacare. And then I didn't have permission to film 2011. I just did it. Mm-hmm. I just pretended like I was supposed to be there. Every time the people coming around looking to check your media passes, I just made sure I wasn't there.
And then did you, after that one, kind of commit to be like, I'm going to be at every ADCC?
Yeah, even 2013, I didn't have permission. I just flew there and then just kind of, I don't know. It's better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Right.
And it turns out I'm the only person in the world now with that 2013 footage. Well, good quality stuff anyway. Damn. 2015, they actually allowed me. It was Budo Videos at the time. Uh-huh. They allowed me to film. They were really cool about it. 2017, I wasn't there. I was in Singapore teaching Evolve MMA. And then 2019, I got permission to film. And then last year, I did not.
You didn't get permission to film last year?
Well, Flow Grappling had the video rights, and they are very, very strict with who they allow. They didn't actually allow anyone last year, I don't think.
Which Flow Grappling is awesome, and I'm thankful for those guys. But still, their documentaries of last year, yours were sweeter. I love them. Made a sweeter one.
Yeah, I love the Flow Grappling do great stuff, and I just wish they weren't so strict. I feel like if they allowed people like myself and other videographers to carry on doing what we're doing, we're just making the sport grow even more. And then that's more money for them because the sport's growing. But as soon as you start putting everything behind a paywall, I think they should just be a little bit more relaxed with things.
Did you watch most of the ADCC this last year?
I did. I actually went live. I was a spectator. But I actually snuck downstairs anyway and got Matt's side.
It's crazy with just watching those young bucks like Mika Galvo and Cade Rutolo and stuff. I'm like, these motherfuckers are 19 years old and in the finals against each other. So two 19-year-olds in the finals. I think that's going to just be a pretty normal thing coming up here. Yeah. Now that a lot of kids are starting at 4 years old.
It's a new breed, a new generation coming through.
Yeah. So you start at 4 years old and then you're 19. It's like you've been training for 15 years already. So you're already a master at the sport at 19. It's pretty sweet. So yeah, who's kind of your favorite guy to watch right now? Mine's got to be those Rotolo brothers, dude.
Yeah, I love watching the Rotolos. I actually love watching Gordon Ryan because I like watching how calm he is. Like he never really looks stressed, does he? He just keeps calm the whole time, and I really enjoy watching him. Craig Jones, the Rotolos.
Yeah, watching Gordon, especially him and Felipe or whatever for the no time limit. I'm like, dude, that's fucking another level of shit. No time limit. Have you ever got to train with Gordon?
Nope, never. I met him briefly a couple of times, but not really.
I can imagine when he gets a grip on you, then you're just.
I've heard, grip when I was training with Wagner Rocha last year, and I was asking him what it's like, because he competed against Gordon, and he said his grips are insanely strong.
That's what it looks like, especially with Nicky Rod, how he grabbed his leg, pulled it into Fit 50. Yeah, like it was nothing. Yeah. It was pretty crazy. I wonder, if IBJJF will keep trying to maybe make the rule set better, or how come you don't really compete IBJJF?
There's loads of hidden costs. I'm not even registered as a black belt.
Really?
For IBJJF. Yeah, I still need to get my certificate. But there's all these there's the membership fee every year, and then there's traveling there. But you could go all that way. There's all these different rules I don't particularly like.
Yeah, and I can see it being a little bit biased for people who are Brazilian. Possibly, I mean, I feel like
it costs a lot of money to go to the Nogi Worlds, fly there, hotel, sign up, and everything, and then you could go there, and then you could lose a very close match where the ref was maybe biased to the other person. I don't know. I really like the Grappling Industries tournaments because it's round robin. When you go there, you're going to get a lot of matches. And it's more of a mixed level. Obviously, you go to the Nogi Worlds Black Belt division, you're going to get the very best. Yeah. But the Grappling Industries, you get some tough matches when you go there. There's some easy ones, but there's some really tough ones. I've had a few good ones in the last few years. I remember I fought Mac Danzig in Portland. I think it was a year ago or something. Yeah.
Yeah. With the IBJJF, you book a flight, you do the membership every year, and you're doing everything. You're getting your hotel. It's pretty expensive. You're going to end up spending probably around $1,200.
Yep.
Per match. So the IBJJF, they got to just be stupid rich.
Yeah. Yeah, they're now allowing heel hooks, aren't they?
Yeah, they are at brown belt and black belt. Which
the
is
one rule.
which is
Why
nice.
are they not allowing points for a body triangle? Still, someone needs to step up and change this rule.
I've always wondered that also. I've always wanted that
the
also.
best control body triangle.
Yeah,
in the
which
back.
ADCC it's still 4 points.
Yeah.
I've always been curious about that, but yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping to get at least 2 of the ADCC Opens in this year, and then the IBJJF's coming to Phoenix. I plan on doing that hopefully, and then compete as much as I can. It's hard when you're the coach of a big program and then you're doing other shit and stuff. How much do you think teaching and stuff has made your jiu-jitsu just get way better?
It's made it so much better. When I first started teaching, really at Tiger Muay Thai, I was like teaching the evening classes, but then I went full time teaching in Singapore at Evolve MMA. I was teaching 8 classes a day, 6 days a week.
Sheesh.
Which is insane. There's a reason I left.
Yeah,
that's too much.
It's almost like when you're teaching it, then you got to figure out how to put it out there with your mouth. It's almost like writing. If you can't write down a thought, then you really don't kind of know what you're talking about. That's what they say. But it's similar to that, and I feel like you have to think of it on way deeper of a level because you want to make sure you're teaching your students the right stuff.
Yep. I mean, when I first started teaching full time, like, right, how do I escape the back? And then I think, shit, I actually don't even know how to explain this. So now it's just made me understand what I'm doing on a deeper level. You know, before, I think John Danaher spoke about this on Joe Rogan podcast. Most black belts, or when he got his team, they were like, their jiu-jitsu is more unconscious, and his job is to make them conscious of what they're doing. So now, like, I got to black belt without watching any instructionals or anything. And yeah, I couldn't really tell you how I would do the sweep or how I'd do the guard pass. But since then, I've been pretty much self-taught, watching the Danaher DVDs, Gary Toner ones, Gordon Ryan. But going through them, I'm now seeing, understanding what I'm doing, and it's made me better at communicating to the students. It makes me explain better.
Yeah, it's so nice too. I mean, just having Flo and BJJ Fanatics, you can just find a world champion anywhere and just pick a position, and he'll explain it what he's learned through it.
Yep.
We're so lucky in
the
this
next
day and age.
The next area I need to really focus on is 50-50. It's the one I just do not like that position. Yeah.
I was figuring, I was like, this motherfucker's
no.
dangerous.
I love inside saddle, outside ash. I just don't like 50-50.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's because I've spent the least time on that position. It's the one area. So if I could compete against people, you know what to do.
Yeah.
But I'm working on it. Is the 50-50. Just need to get comfortable there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for sure. I've gotten a lot of help from Tiquinho in that position. And even him in some of those footlock and entries and stuff, he's not super like technical in them, but he'll just give you a couple certain simple details that'll change the whole thing for you. Yeah. Which is nice.
Yeah, he fought Eddie Cummings a couple times, like long time ago. And Eddie never got on his legs.
Yeah, and I think they fought twice.
And then
the
ADCC
second time,
and then Polaris, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I think it was the Polaris time where he blew his ACL out.
Oh, he did catch him.
He didn't tap.
Oh, right.
And then later, he went home. He's like, fuck, my knee's fucked up. So
Yeah, he's disappeared now, hasn't he, Eddie Cummings? I'm not
sure what happened to him.
I'm not sure. He left the Danaher Death Squad, and then after that, he just kind of went quiet. Maybe just enjoying life.
Yeah. So you're in Vancouver now running a program. About how many students are up there at that gym with? So
I think the gym, it's Diaz Combat Sports, owned by Ryan Diaz. I think the whole gym has 2,000 members.
Fuck.
Something like that. It's a lot. But the jiu-jitsu program, I think maybe, I guess 130, something like that.
And are you teaching how many hours a day now?
So I was doing daytime classes and evening classes, but going back and forth. It was a lot. And now I'm getting all these injuries. I'm getting to my later 30s. I've realized that I don't just want to rely on jiu-jitsu teaching. I want to, I want to go back into the video stuff. So now I just teach the evening classes. So Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday morning I teach. So in the week, I teach the evening classes Saturday morning, but I have the daytime to edit video content.
Sweet, and shooting and stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to start to build up my channel again because it's been quiet for a while.
So you were kind of just taking a hiatus from it.
Yeah, I just really got back. I just really wanted to, live the jiu-jitsu lifestyle, like teaching and training nonstop. I wanted to get as good as I could possibly be at jiu-jitsu for a while I'm still young.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, and doing the YouTube, it's just fun. Just being creative. It's definitely a job. Sometimes can get stressful, but it's just fun knowing it's yours. It's your creativity doing it.
Yeah. I never intended for that to happen. It was just kind of materialized over time.
What was the first video on your channel that just like popped off?
It was definitely the Belal Vs Steamer one, the Road to ADCC. I remember posting that one, and it got something like 30,000 views. And I was like, wow, 30,000 people watched my video. And then after that, I did a video with Husam Alpo Taquino in Brazil, and that one got, I think, something like 400,000 views. Jeez. That was fun making that one.
Yeah,
I feel bad for that guy. I'm gonna do something else. I'm gonna do another video with him. I have a friend who lives in Brazil, and he's friends with Taquino, and it's quite a sad story, really, because obviously people, doesn't have many fans, does he now, because of like holding on to submissions.
Is he a little autistic?
I'm not sure, but I don't think it's hard to know. Only he knows, really. But the way it was explained to me, when he walks, if you watch him when he walks out for his the UFC fights in the past, he'd be crying. He's scared. Damn. And I think when he grabs a hold, like, he's got a lot of trauma. He was brought up on a farm and had a lot of poverty, and when he grabbed a hold of a leg, I think he just kind of blacks out and just rips it. The rest trying to like, yo, stop, and he just just doesn't. Yeah, who knows? Because I've met him a bunch of times. He seems super nice, you know. So
yeah, I remember. I think because I trained with Mike Pierce for a while, and Mike Pierce was
he ripped his leg off,
and he just tore his fucking knee to shreds. And I'm not sure if he retired after that, but shortly after that, it just fucked him up bad. Yeah,
but I've heard now Taquino's in Brazil. He doesn't really like, it'd be good to do a video with him, like revisiting where he's at, and give him a chance to explain. Yeah,
that'd be cool. That'd be cool. So, do you want any kids?
I think about that, but I'm not sure where this planet's going.
Yeah, same with me.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, do I want to bring a kid into this world?
Yeah, because there's a big kids program too at the
huge
academy.
Yeah,
I get a lot of time with the kids here, just hanging out with them and stuff, and then I get to go back to my pretty peaceful life.
Yeah,
so it's like, but we definitely want kids eventually.
Yeah,
eventually.
It would be nice, but I've got 2 cats. They're my kids.
You're a cat guy.
I'm a cat guy.
You do much marijuana or any drugs?
I do a lot of marijuana. Too much, actually. I'm trying to cut down.
Oh, yeah.
I've really become a bit of a stoner recently.
You smoke out of the pipe?
So I was just smoking marijuana for years, just smoking it. And then it started to make me cough a lot. I just couldn't stop coughing. And then I recently, about 6 months ago, I switched to the vapes, but the oil cartridges, thinking that's healthier. It's worse. Like it's not good for your lungs. So I recently stopped, and I've just ordered myself like a proper vaporizer, one that actually just heats up the bud.
Which kind?
The PAX free.
Oh, the PAX is nice. PAX is nice, dude. I got these vaporizers. It's called Stores and Bickle. It's like this German medical grade equipment for vaporizers, and they'll last you 10 years. I have this thing called a Volcano where it fills up the bag.
Yeah, the Volcano.
I like that. But they also have a handheld one called the Mighty, and you just get quality rips. I also had that PAX for a little bit. The PAX is good for a little bit, but then it'll pucker out on you.
Oh, really? How long?
I probably used the PAX for, what do you think, Mariah? 2 years? Year? Yeah, okay. Probably 2 years. A little while.
Yeah.
But then when you're ready to invest a little bit more, try the Stores and Bickles. You won't regret it. I promise.
I take a lot of edibles as well. Like I take edibles every day because I've got arthritis in my elbows, my neck. I've got stenosis, so I find that I'll take about 9 milligram in the daytime, and that just helps with relax my body and just helps with the pain. And I don't even notice it now. I just kind of like.
I got to give you some of
the
Timbo Sugar Show edibles. They're pretty quality. So I'll get you some after this.
Yeah.
You do alcohol much?
Never. I can't even. When was the last time? Last time I had a drop of alcohol was probably a year ago, but it's not my drug of choice. It never has been. Never really liked the feeling of it, and especially the feeling when you wake up the next day.
Yeah, you just every sip by sip, you just make yourself more retarded.
In the summer, like a lot of us hang out on the beach, in Vancouver, and everyone's drinking beer, but I much prefer to smoke a joint and do some microdoses.
Yeah, nice.
I find it's a good high.
Yeah. Alcohol is just I think it's just one of the absolute worst things for you. But if it's once in a while and you're around a group of friends and you guys are going to make some good memories, I think it might be worth the toxicity maybe a little bit.
Yeah, once in a while. Yeah, once a week is not too bad.
Yeah, sure.
But there's a Huberman podcast all about the negative side effects of alcohol.
Just how bad it fucks you.
Yeah, it fucks you. Yeah, even marijuana. Actually, he actually tried to quit marijuana recently because of. He says if you smoke marijuana more than twice a week, you are really impacting your testosterone levels, severely impacts your lungs. So yeah, I used to think that marijuana wasn't addictive and it's not, there's smoking. It's not that bad for you, but it's not great.
That
And it is addictive.
That fucking shit's addictive, dude.
It's so addictive.
I mean, especially when you're a stressed out person, and the only way you don't get stressed and you can be in the moment is taking a puff.
Yeah.
Then you just want to take a puff every second of the day. If you wake up and you get right out of bed and you take a fat dab to the dome piece every day, it's probably not good for you.
That ain't good. No,
It's just
no.
probably not.
Yeah, I like limit it to, if I go to do a hot yoga class, I'll have a smoke just a little bit, hit it a few times. It makes my body feel nice and loose. And I like doing it before jiu-jitsu. So I like doing it before yoga, before jiu-jitsu, and before bed. But that's what I do every day. So
Yeah,
I'm always doing it.
Yeah, what belt would you recommend would be good to be okay to be like, oh, you can smoke a little bit and go in there and still have a good practice compared to if you're a white belt, you don't even know any of the positions.
Yeah, no, I
you
wouldn't be
smoke.
good as a white belt. I think maybe purple or brown. Once you've got the ability to flow roll, you've got enough techniques where you can find another flow rolling partner and you can really just switch off and just feed off each other.
Yeah,
but also age as well. I actually think now it's not. I think it'd be a good thing people didn't touch it till they're 25.
Yeah.
I started smoking marijuana when I was 14, and I looking back, it definitely impacted
Your brain.
my brain and just my performance at school. You know, I spent most of high school like paranoid, sat in the back of classroom.
Probably smoking some skunk weed.
Super high. Yeah, me and my friends would go in the bush at lunchtime and just
Smoke that's just
smoke a
trash and
joint.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a principles book I've been reading by Ray Dalio, and I recommend people get this book. It's good. The first half's about business a little bit, and it gets a little bit boring, but then through the second half of it, it's just this guy's got so much good advice for people. And one part that kind of stuck out this morning was one of the most important decisions you can make is who you ask questions to. Make sure they're fully informed and believable. Find out who is responsible for whatever you are seeking to understand and then ask them. Listening to uninformed people is worse than having no answers at all. And I guess you're seeing it in jiu-jitsu a lot less, but because there's a lot of good black belts out there now. But before, there just wasn't that many good black belts. Maybe they have a black belt and they've been training for 3-4 years and their professor or whoever just gave them out these belts. And now they don't have a good understanding of jiu-jitsu at all. And you start learning fucking terrible habits. I see it sometimes when people come here from other gyms. They come here as a brown belt, and all the blue belts here are just whooping their ass because they don't know how to get out of mount or they don't know how to escape the back, just simple stuff. I think you got to be careful about that in jiu-jitsu, kind of who you're learning from. I guess depending on your goals, if you want to compete and you want to actually get good at jiu-jitsu. But if you're just doing it to get a sweat and just get a workout, then I guess it really wouldn't matter. What do you think?
Yeah, no, the new blue and purple belts, they scare me more than the old school black belts.
Bro.
I mean, I've done quite a few tournaments over the last couple of years, just like Grappling Industries ones, and I find that the new blue and purple are tougher matches because they're learning the new ways, they're learning different way of learning, they're learning in the systems. Yes,
for sure. And I'm thankful enough to have got Taquino's curriculum on when to teach him what moves, and some professors and teachers, they want to belt you so quick, and I don't know if it's because they want you to keep paying or they just feel like you deserve it. I don't know, but I see some. They promote them so quick. I've seen there's nothing wrong with a blue belt being a blue belt for 2 years plus.
I think it's taken longer to get a blue belt now because the standards have changed. I tell everyone, I got my black belt 2015. Looking back at what I knew, the techniques I knew, that's like a decent blue belt, maybe a purple belt of today's standards. Yeah. You know, because I look back, there's so much I didn't know.
Yeah, and a lot of it probably has to do, a lot with the internet and just the sport evolving so much.
Yep, I think it is, just the way jiu-jitsu is growing and social media. Everyone's posting like reels and highlights on Instagram now, and like you'll see someone like Lachlan Giles do that backside 50-50 entry from 2019. There's breakdown videos of it the very next day, and people are learning it like instantly. Like it's just accelerating the sport so fast, and it's scary to think like every 2 years I'm seeing it. The ADCC trials, they're just going to get harder and harder to win.
Yeah, you win those trials,
that's
you're
legit.
Out there with the best, for sure. But that was good. I thought listening to uninformed people is worse than having no answers at all. Because there's jabronis out there, a lot of jabronis out there that'll say some shit, and you'll just think they'll say it confidently too. So you're like, all right, it must be true. I thought that was good. Okay, another one that popped up is one way to become luckier is just show up consistently. That's the truth in jiu-jitsu, isn't it?
Yep, long-term consistency. That is the key.
It really is. And no matter how good of an athlete you are, but if you just show up, and a big one too is just when you show up, you're there. You're there on the mats, and you're focusing on what your instructor's saying. You're focusing on your drilling, and you're focusing on your rolls. Not just blah, blah, blah. All right, now we're drilling. Now it's time to talk to my partner about random shit. Yeah. That's important too, along with showing up, I'd say. When people trust that you'll do what you say when you say it, not only will they want to work with you, but they'll want you to be successful. You can't build anything meaningful when you show up inconsistently. And that's true, too, for a coach. When the guy's coming in, he comes in once a month. It's like, I have all these other guys that are coming in 5 times a week that I'm going to focus on because they're so there. I thought that was good.
And that because we've been with you every day. You're every day, you're like, we're working on what we did, the day before or the week before. And then the person that comes once a month, like, oh, shit, what are we doing?
Yeah.
So we've been working on this for a month.
Yeah, you just shrimp the rest of the fucking class. In the short term, you're as good as your intensity. In the long term, you're only as good as your consistency. I thought that was good. So we were watching a little bit of Kill Tony. It's this comedy show from last night. And Brian Redband, he said, he brought up this place called rubmaps.com.
Rub Maps.
Yes. And in Glendale, Arizona, holy shit, I checked it out. And there's probably over 60 rub places.
Rub and tugs.
I think so. I think so. And I think we should maybe give one a call and see what kind of services they offer here.
In Thailand, they're everywhere.
Are they really?
Everywhere.
That's just how you make money?
It's one of the main things over there. It's funny because I think it's illegal, but it's just everywhere. Like betting's illegal in Thailand, but everyone bets.
Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, in Dubai, betting was like completely illegal. Like you can't do that. But there at this this motel we stayed at, it was full of hookers. It was full of them, and that's legal there. And they just kind of turned their head to that.
Yeah, it's legal in Singapore as well. So prostitution is illegal in Thailand, but it's everywhere. And in Singapore, it's legal.
Dang. All right, well, let's give this a call. Let's see what these guys have to say here. Is that working, Jay?
Yeah, it's on.
I don't know why I can't hear it on my end.
I can't hear it either, but I'm saying it's on my end.
Maybe that one got raided and shut down. Maybe we'll call the next one here. I actually did see a parlor 2 blocks from here. They had all the people on the street. The cops had the people on the street, and the Asian ladies were out there like, ah. So, would your girl get mad if you got a rub and tug?
Probably.
She would say that.
Not my thing.
She would say that's your. She would say she owns that wiener.
I think so. Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Hello, can you?
Hello. Do you offer a massage?
Yeah. Have a table shower. Yeah.
Okay. And do you all offer ultimate relief? 100% satisfaction guaranteed.
Body massage. Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys?
Yeah. Have a table shower.
Do you guys table shower? So you guys do tugs?
Don't know. Yeah, it's okay. Good massage for you. Okay.
Okay, we come in and do tug.
Okay. See you. Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
So there you have it. That is a place you can go do it right there, Peoria. So they must not want to talk about it.
I think it's on the down low.
Yeah, I wonder if it is. And I wonder if these girls are willingly trying to work there or if they're part of some sex ring. Hard to say. Yeah, maybe they're there to make money. Maybe they're there because their man's making them be there. I don't know. But if they're wanting to be there, there's no reason it shouldn't be legal, in my opinion. You can get your whole body massaged, every muscle on your body. But if they touch that certain muscle, then it's a sin. I don't really know. I don't fucking know. All right, what do we got here? We got some UFC upcoming. We got Song Yadong versus Ricky Simone. Good scrap there. I don't know who's going to win it. 5-rounders. I wouldn't be surprised if Ricky Simone won. I was watching that kid in Portland as an amateur when I was training there, and he is fucking slick. He was slick at jiu-jitsu, and I think that was back when he was a teenager. So that should be a good match. And then we got UFC 288. We leave to New Jersey May 6th, and I'm looking forward to it. Aljo and Henry, they've been releasing.
That's a good one.
They've been releasing a lot of stuff on their channel. A lot of them training. So there's going to be tons of footage because Sugar's fighting guaranteed the winner of that. So we're going to fight one of those guys. And then part of me thinks when Henry Cejudo was fighting Dominic Cruz, he was letting go of some nice, clean combos on the feet. And he could catch Aljamain Sterling. But Henry also in his video talking to his coach, I need more sparring. I feel like he's not sparring that hard. And if he's like, I invented the play sparring. It's like, no, you didn't, Henry. You didn't invent the play sparring. But if all you're doing is play sparring and your last fight was 3 years ago and now you're going to get in front of a sold-out crowd, there's a good chance he might gas out. But I'm fucking hoping he wins. And not only hoping he wins because we don't want to fight Aljo. We're going to end up fighting both of them probably. But Henry's just got all these accolades, and I was hoping that we could fight him first after the long layoff. But I'm really curious who's going to win that fight. I'm really curious.
Yeah, I mean, Aljo is going to be a lot bigger.
Yeah.
A lot bigger.
And in Aljo's fights, I was watching a lot of his fights. The only place he's really scoring on guys and taking them down is against the fence.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Henry's coaches know that. So if they can keep him in the middle, maybe Aljo won't be able to take him down. But also the pace that Aljo brings is interesting. But I watched Peter versus Aljo 1, and Peter was beating the fuck out of Aljo.
He was, yeah.
He was fucking him up, dude. In every position, in wrestling, in the clinch, in the open. Like, he was making Aljo look bad. And after the second round, and maybe it was because of the title fight, and it was this big thing. After the second round, Aljo was fucking cooked. He couldn't even respond to his coach.
Yeah, was it that? I think he had a neck problem, right, in the first one, and it affected his performance. Yeah, I think that's what he put it down to anyway.
And I'm sure that knee put that neck into another level.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, because the rematch that was a good fight. The rematch.
So Peter, he seems like a pretty cool guy. Does he train hard?
Yeah, he does. He used to come to my jiu-jitsu classes like pretty much every morning at Tiger Muay Thai, and he's a hard worker.
That motherfucker's a savage, dude.
He's so much smaller than me, but he's so fucking tough.
Really?
And very like stoic. Like every morning, just looks at me, Coach, what's up? You know, it's like, Coach, let's roll.
Damn, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm curious what's going to go on with who they're going to give Peter next.
He's just coming off a loss, isn't he? I didn't see that one.
It was versus Merab. Yeah, it's just fucking Merab.
I missed it.
Merab was such a spazzy pace for 5 rounds, but he was able to keep it up, which is fucking insane. And then, so Henry Cejudo, if I had to bet right now, it's just so hard to say because it's like Henry's been out for 3 years. He's never fought anyone like Aljo who's going to force some grappling. That could tire out Henry more than he thinks it is. If I had to bet right now, I'd bet Aljo is going to win. But there's a good chance that Henry could clip him.
If Aljo can get his back, I think he's got a good chance.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think if it hits the mat, he's good. He's going to have a good chance. And then we got Belal Muhammad versus Gilbert Burns, 5-rounder. Such a sick fight. Both cool dudes, both badass dudes. Belal, sometimes I'm curious the game plan he's going to have. Is he going to come out and bounce side to side and kind of run away from Gilbert Burns and peck at him, or is he going to be the one stalking him down? I don't know. I can't really pick in that fight. But Gilbert Burns, just getting done with Masvidal, I wouldn't be surprised if Gilbert Burns beat him. 5-round co-main event, which that'll be cool.
So Dariush and Oliveira, that's going to be a good one.
That's going to be a good one.
That's in Vancouver, actually.
They moved it to Vancouver. Cool. And then we got Kron Gracie, Charles Jourdain on that card. I'm curious
Kron's
how,
back.
Yeah, I'm curious how he comes back.
His last fight was Cub Swanson, I believe.
Yeah, and Cub Swanson battered him pretty bad.
But he didn't go away, did he? He kept coming forwards.
Yeah, super flat-footed, kind of waiting for that person to make a stake. If that motherfucker grabs a hold of you, it's probably over. Yeah. So I'd like to see Kron Gracie get back.
I'd love to see Kron Gracie versus Ryan Hall.
That would be sweet.
That would be awesome. But you know when you get two really good grapplers in MMA and then they stand up with each other?
Shitty striking
That's not what I
match.
wanted to see.
Yeah, right. Right. Yeah, I we hit up Kron because I was in Bozeman. I wanted to train with him, but he didn't hit me back. But one of his students said he just trains in the night. Like he gets there at 11 p.m. and trains into the a.m.
Oh.
And then just sleeps.
That's different.
And trains late. Maybe he's just doing that to get acclimated to New York.
I think he's in Montana now.
Yeah, he is. Bozeman.
Yeah, and he's really into his hunting.
Oh, really? He hunts? Yeah, all the stuff on him. You ever done any documentaries on him?
Did it years ago, actually. I did. I think it was like maybe 2013. Yeah, he did the ADCC in China, and he submitted everybody. It was like an incredible performance, and I got pretty much most of the footage. That was the year that where he fought Otovia Souza in the final, and Hickson was at the side making chicken noises.
Colin, because Otavio wasn't engaging.
Yeah, he was just like not engaged, just pushing him away and slapping him on the head. And so I got that footage, and then I went to California. I went to Kron's gym, did an interview, and got him talking about the matches. And then I put that video out of Kron Gracie looking back at his match with Gary Tonin. And that one has had like well over 1 million views now. I actually edited that together during the lockdown. And then Dana White saw that video and shared it on his Instagram.
Oh, sweet.
But he actually ripped my video off my YouTube channel, uploaded it on his Instagram, and it got millions of views. I'm like, fuck, if you just shared my video, I would have got like millions of views on YouTube. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
But I'm not going to get mad at Uncle Dana.
Yeah, right.
It's promotion, isn't it?
Yeah, that Kron Gracie Gary Tonin match what a fucking sick
That was a
match.
wild one.
He's had matches like that before. I was watching him versus Leandro Lowe in I think 2012 in the Gi World Championships, and he was down by like 6 points, ended up coming back and smoking him by a bunch of points. So he's had those comebacks before, but that was a sick match, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He's just cool to watch because it's almost like he's just such basic fundamental jiu-jitsu just done really well.
A lot of people say it's like the greatest ADCC match of all time.
Oh, damn.
It's definitely up there.
Yeah.
Top 5 for sure.
Yeah, the video you edited of that breakdown was freaking sweet.
Yeah, I've done 2 videos of that same match. I did one of Kron breaking it down, and then I did another one of Joe Rogan and Eddie Bravo on the podcast talking about what happened.
Oh,
So
sweet.
there's like 2 versions of it. So I might do a 3rd version, get Gary Tonin to
Fuck
talk
yeah.
about that match, what was going through his head.
Damn, that's a good idea.
know?
That's a good idea. So it's been revealed that UFC Hall of Famer Stephan Bonner died of accidental fentanyl overdose.
Fentanyl.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, that's the big one now, isn't it? It's
So
based in so many things. That's the problem in Vancouver, fentanyl.
Oh, man. So he must have been doing some drugs that he was getting illegally, maybe? How else would it be?
Yeah.
Accidental fentanyl.
Because you barely need anything. It was like 50 times stronger than morphine, fentanyl. It's just like a few like little grains.
How the hell does that shit get leaked out?
Yeah.
Who knows?
That's hard to get off as well. Opiates.
Opiates. You ever been hooked?
Yep. Yeah, I was. I'm not sure we spoke about it on the podcast last time. Maybe we didn't. We spoke about ayahuasca, but I got hooked on opiates when I was like 20.
What kind? Oxys?
No, it was a tramadol. Yeah, you just buy those things over the counter in Thailand. I was popping those things like candy all the time.
What do you feel like? You just get numb and you just feel nothing?
But at first, I remember the first time I tried one, I just took 150 milligram tramadol, and it just messed me up. It just makes you feel really high and like, I don't know, it just makes you feel very euphoric.
Oh.
And then, but at the time, I was just, I was young, didn't really know about the dangers, didn't know anything about addiction. And I'm like, popping these things because they're so cheap.
How much?
It was 50 baht for a pack of 10. So that's like a couple dollars.
Oh.
So then 1 became 2, 2 became 3, 3 became 4. I mean, at one point, I remember wake up in the morning and taking 20 at once and slugging them down with an iced coffee just to get my day going.
Holy fuck.
So like that's
Was that first thing?
Yep, I would. It got to the point a few years down the line. It made me feel good at first, but then it starts to turn on you.
Your poor gut.
Oh, dude, it messed me up. I went from 200 pounds to 155 pounds at one point, and I didn't even realize. I remember I was traveling around America, and I stopped training as much, and I was known as like a good tough brown belt at the time, and then all of a sudden I went from like a tough brown belt giving black belts a hard time to white belts and blue belts were just tapping me.
Just weak.
I was just weak and just my cognitive function had gone as well. I remember going back to Thailand. I didn't see everyone for 6 months, and everyone looked at me like, dude, what the fuck happened to you? I'm like, why? And I went, you're skinny. And I was like, I didn't realize how much weight I'd lost. So getting off those things was awful. It took me a year to taper down.
So when did you just one day you decided, hey, I got to stop?
It was actually because I had a pretty close call. I actually remember calling my folks and actually saying, hey, look, I got a problem here. I'm hooked on painkillers. And my mum was like, I've always been a very had a healthy mindset, really into training and stuff. My mum was confused. Like, how did this happen? And I just fucked up, and then I've gone so far down this road. I need help, So moved back to England, and it took me about 14 months to slowly taper down.
So stayed with your parents.
Stayed with my
Stayed
folks,
with your
yeah.
parents, and then did you
That was
just,
it, yeah. When I went back, I flew back to England, and then I run out. I was actually hooked on diazepam and tramadol at the same time.
What's the diazepam?
It's kind of like a Xanax.
Oh.
Yeah, same thing, a benzodiazepam. They're harder to get off of opiates. So I went back to England. I didn't have any with me. And then actually, my mom and dad were out one morning. They came back, and I had a seizure. Ooh. And I'd fell face down, and it was, just completely unconscious. They came back. My mom actually said she thought I was gone. But that was the wake-up call. When I woke up and this paramedic stood over me, I had no idea how I got there. That was like, right, I need to, if I don't beat this, I'm not going to be here for very long. So that's when I went to, I tapered down slowly, and then I did ayahuasca. Once I was clean, I was 3 months clean, and that's when I went to do ayahuasca, which just, I don't know what the science is, how that shit works, but it fucking works.
That's crazy. Yeah. Paul Check, a guy, he's like this holistic nutritionist. Sean was asking him at one point, his brother had a meth problem, bad meth problem. And he just asked Paul, like, what, is there anything that'll just get through to him? And he's like, just sit with your brother, and you don't need to do it, but give your brother 5 grams of mushrooms. Have him do like a heroic dose of mushrooms. Possibly could get him over the hump. But that's crazy that the psychedelics just got the...
So there's ones like ayahuasca and LSD, mushrooms. They can give you an experience where it shows you what the fuck you're doing wrong. But it's not going to like help you with the withdrawal. It's not going to reset your receptors. But if I had known about Ibogaine at the time, I would have, like, instead of going for a year of the most miserable withdrawal you can imagine, I was going through 2 types of drug withdrawal at once. But there's actually another psychedelic out there called Ibogaine, and it's illegal. And it cleans out the opiate receptors and the serotonin receptors, the dopamine receptors. It resets them all. So you will have 0 withdrawal from opiates, but it's illegal. So
wow.
I wonder why it's illegal.
Yeah, for real. So when you were having those withdrawals, you would just be sweating and you would just have anxiety.
Anxiety through the roof. You can't even, just no sleep. So the benzos, like, they actually make you sleep. So when you taper down, you're not taking as much, you don't sleep. So for me, it was about 3 or 4 months I was getting like 1-2 hours sleep a night, and that was just messing with my head. I actually just went back to England, went offline, and just focused on getting better for a year, and I just kind of didn't really see anybody, because I wasn't really in it. I wasn't in the best of moods to be talking with people.
Yeah. So it's probably, I wonder if it's really bad in Thailand that you can just go and buy it, because here it makes it a little harder. Then you just probably go to heroin, though. Yeah,
but then there's that argument, like in Canada now, and I think it's in Spain and Portugal, it's all decriminalized, and you can actually just go in and buy it over the counter. And somehow that works. I'm not sure how it works exactly, but they're doing that in Vancouver now, decriminalizing everything. Nice. But yeah, no, you're right. I mean, it was so easy to get.
Yeah. So you just
but I think the problem is with overdoses, if it's really hard to get when you run out and you go a few days without any, and then you finally get your hands on some, and then you take, because if you are an opiate addict, your tolerance is really high, and then you don't have any for 2 days, you go through 2 days withdrawals, your tolerance will lower. But then when you finally get your hands on some, you take a huge amount because you're that desperate. That's when you overdose and die. But if you always have your hands on a constant supply, you're not more likely to overdose. So the deaths actually decrease by allowing people to have it. I think that's the argument.
That's interesting. So you eat a pretty good diet now and got your sleep dialed in pretty good now?
Yep. Yeah. I'm pretty I like to get up, probably around 8, sometimes a bit earlier. Try and go to bed at the same time. Try and have a routine,
What kind of foods you been doing? Do you on a certain diet or?
I've had to be really clean recently because I was on this medication called lansoprazole, and that's like a PPI because I have like acid reflux, gastroesophagus reflux disease. So I've always had to be very, I can't really drink. That's one of the reasons I can't have alcohol. I have to be careful when I drink coffee. Not eat, a few hours before bed because I'll get like nausea and like the food will it won't digest properly. But now I'm on this medication called Dexilent, which is the strongest PPI there is. Mm-hmm. So I have to take that just in order to eat.
Oh,
so now I'm trying to change my diet because I'm becoming pretty much my body's relying on this Dexilent pill now.
And if you ate like shit with that pill, it'd probably fuck it up.
Actually, when I take that pill, I won't even notice anything. But my old medication, it just stopped working. So if I was to eat a big pizza, and fries, I'd be suffering for days.
Oh,
Days.
damn, that's crazy. So does your girl like to eat pretty healthy with you too?
Yeah, she's really clean, very healthy. So that helps.
Yeah.
So now I like to wake up in the morning, have like a green smoothie or some kind of like protein smoothie, and then I kind of eat light throughout the day, loads of like, fruit, bananas,
And
nuts and stuff, and then I eat quite a big meal at the end of the day.
What kind, like meat and rice type?
Yeah, I love sushi, but then I have like just chicken, rice, vegetables. So yeah, pretty healthy.
Pretty basic stuff. Because in Vancouver, there's probably a lot of good healthy places to eat.
Yes, loads. It's really good to. It's very easy to eat healthy in Vancouver.
Nice.
I love. I go into gluten-free pizzas now. I actually prefer it.
They're pretty fucking good.
Yeah, and I feel better. I don't feel as tired. I don't have that food coma afterwards.
Maybe tomorrow. What are you doing tomorrow?
No plans. No plans.
Maybe tomorrow around noon, just me and you could come in and just do a handful of rounds.
Yeah,
And
I'd
then
love to.
And then Friday we'll have some hard training at 10:30.
Yep.
There'll be a bunch of good guys, so we'll be able to get some good training then. We should do that tomorrow.
Yeah, I definitely want to. I'm not sure if Sean's going to be training this week. It'd be good to get some footage of him training. If not, his back is hurt, right? We can do that.
Yeah,
next time I come back.
He's gonna come and beat up our little buddy here at 10:30. So we'll probably do some mitts and get a little workout with him at that time.
Yeah.
So you're gonna do a little kind of short story doc on him.
Yeah. We did a great interview yesterday. It was about an hour long, and I think it's the interview I did. It's different to like an ESPN interview.
Yeah.
I was actually asking him some things you asked me, like how do you like to smoke and roll jiu-jitsu, or are you a bit more disciplined? And he's very, very disciplined with the marijuana actually.
Yeah. Everyone looks at him like he's dumb, but he's got some intelligence to him.
Yeah. After speaking with him for an hour yesterday, it's easy to see why he's in the position he is in now.
Yeah.
Very wise.
Yeah, for sure. And I think a lot had to do it when we first moved down here. I got him hooked on just reading and reading sports psychology books and like what kind of mindset you need to be a champion. And he was reading that at a young age, teenager.
Yep.
And it just kind of, he's super fucking
It's these little things that make a difference, Like just yesterday he was telling me that he doesn't look at his phone for an hour. He likes to go outside and feed his chickens first thing in the morning. He's very particular about getting up at the same time, going to the bed at the same time. He's really into his recovery. Because I was asking him what are the ingredients to be a world champion, and it is long-term consistency, but it's all these other little things you do on top as well. Like Valentina Shevchenko and Alex Volkanovski, it's easy to see why they are in the position they are now. They're champions because, they were back at Tiger Muay Thai all those years ago when I was there, and they were the hardest workers there. Mm-hmm. And they were the ones that were not going out partying,
Yeah. God damn it. It's fucking easy, too, when you start becoming a little bit of a
in
star.
Thailand, it's so easy to get distracted.
Cool clubs?
Yeah. In Patong, the party town is Patong. That's where people go.
Party town, $10 hookers.
Ladyboys.
You got to be careful, huh?
You got to be careful.
Because there'll be some cute ones.
Oh, it's hard to tell.
Start questioning shit.
Yep. I think Craig Jones is out there now enjoying that.
Oh, fuck, I bet. So, all right, Stuart, thanks for coming on again, brother.
Oh, thank you.
That was a hell of a pod. Our cameras, our piece of shit cameras, we can't even go over an hour because they overheat. So we're looking to get new cameras, ladies and gentlemen, and then we can go a little bit longer pods. So hit the like and subscribe button if you enjoyed, and give Stuart a follow. Love you guys. See you later. Bye-bye.